Welcome to episode 2 of Us in Real Life. Hey, we made it to episode 2, Maisha.
We did.
Episode.
We did. I hope y'all enjoyed episode 1. We had to really scale back because we could have kept talking. But here we are, episode 2. We have so much more in store. So what are we talking about today, Christian?
Today we are talking about becoming, right? So marriage is not a destination, it is a journey. And every day we are shaping ourselves and shaping each other into the people that, God called us to be. Let's start with the ongoing work of marriage, right? We say it all the time, like marriage is work, but like, let's talk about what that looks like. The ongoing work of becoming. So Maisha, I'll throw the question to you. So in what ways are we still becoming? So we can do both. We can do as a couple and we can do individually. So you want to go first with individually, or you got?
Let's go. I'll go as a couple. Okay. So, for us, our love languages is a huge thing for us. Like we took the inventory, before we did before we got married officially, and then we've done it a couple of times just to see, like, as the years go by, as we change and evolve as people individually and then together, like how our love languages change. And so I think, like, over the years, just us learning our own love languages and then learning each other's love language and then learning how to love the other person in their love language, because we don't have the same love language. Mine is words of affirmation. Words of affirmation. Words of affirmation. Yours is acts of service. And so for me, like, you can just flood my love heart with words, and I just feel like I'm the luckiest girl in the world. But then when I give you those words, or I give you a card, you're like, okay, what am I supposed to do with this? And so for me, it's easy to, like, show my love for you with words, because that just comes easy for me. But I'm learning to love you in your love language, which is acts of service. And so, like, you think you hit the $1 million lottery if I just wash the dishes, and I'm just like,
I hate washing dishes. So me and Maisha, right, our kind of agreement is Maisha does most of the cooking. I do most of the washing the dishes, right, cleaning the kitchen up. And I just don't like it. I'll use a dishwasher most of the times. I hand wash sometimes when I'm feeling like I just really need to get this done, but I just do not like washing dishes. And so, yeah, like, it's my love language of, showing love to me by doing things for me. You wash the dishes, like, girl, like, I hit the jackpot, And for you, it's like you said, the other way around. Not the other way around per se, but with yours, it's different with words of affirmation. So even for me, I guess for both of us, right, like learning to love each other in that language, because normally when our love languages, right, we express our love in our natural love language. So my love language being act of service, I'm going to automatically or naturally show love to you in that way. But for you, your way of receiving love should be words of affirmation. And so for me, it's like, why would I have to, like, say something that you already know? Like, why does that make you feel? I don't get it. But, like, if you're in need of something, if you're struggling to do something, I do that thing for you, I would think that thing is something that you would really appreciate. And every time it's not so much that way, right? Like, and there's times when you like,
I just wash the dishes because I'm sick of looking at them.
Oh, okay, fair enough. But I'm talking about when you send a long text message to me, whatever, like, just, flooding me with all these words and how you feel about things. And, like, yeah, like, they do have an impact on me, but they just don't have the same impact that if I did the same thing for you, it would have on you, right? And so I've been learning to just, like, even accept the way you share your love with me. I have a different appreciation for it. So, because I know this is how you show love. When you show love in that way, even though it's opposite or different from what my love language is. And then other times it can be a lot more difficult, where it's just like, well, I didn't ask for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't need that. And same thing with you. Like, well, Christian, I didn't ask you to, I don't know, do that thing. I wanted you to tell me that,
I look pretty and the food was good.
Right. And I just been,
even though my food always good. Always, like, tell me every time I put the food on your plate, I need you to tell me that it tastes good.
Okay, but I'm like, we're sitting here eating dinner, watching a movie or watching TV or something, and she just made this bomb meal, and she looked over to me, the plate is empty. She's like, was it good? I'm like, what you think?
You could have been just hungry.
I mean, what do you mean, is it good? I'm done. Of course it was good, but like, no, like I have to make sure I'm reassuring her and saying like, hey, like, thank you for making the dinner. I really appreciate it. It was delicious. Like those things matter. And so for me, that's where I'm still becoming, right?
Yeah. And for me, like Christian, no, like neither one of us are like huge gift givers or receivers. Like people say, what you want? My mom's like, what you want for your birthday? I don't know. Like, I don't need anything. But Christian knows if he doesn't get me anything, he better get me a card.
Right.
A thoughtful card, and then I want you to put some stank on it with your own words.
Right. I can't
and
just
your
buy a
name
card.
and sign it.
But see, if I go to the store, I find a card, I take my time. I'll take my time. I'm in there.
He do.
Take my time. Like, oh, these words are great. Like, I don't need to add nothing else to
Yes,
it. Like,
you do.
This is already.
Because you're cheating.
So
So for me, if I don't get nothing else, I better get a card. And if he comes with he's been doing a lot more frequently. He'll go, I'll do 9 times out of 10, I do the grocery shopping. But there are rare instances where he'll go to the store and he'll be coming home and I forgot something in the car. And then he'll bring me a card and it has a handwritten note in it. So I do appreciate those. So effort.
Effort matters.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go individually. I guess I'll start this one. So one thing I'm working on and being better at is not trying to be like Mr. Fix It, as Mike just calls it sometimes, where like when we're going through something or Mike's just having a tough time or with whatever that thing may be, like I'm always in like solution mode. So like forget all the other stuff that's going on. Like if this is a problem, if this is something that's bothering you or an issue, like let's figure out a way to fix it. That way it won't be a problem. We ain't got nothing to talk about no more. We just fix it. But I'm learning to just be okay with just sitting in the moments with her. Like she'll send me something about a hard day at work or something. And it's just like, for her, a good response is, oh, like that seems difficult. And I'm just like, what does that even mean? But like, I'm on my phone, like, okay, I'm writing the whole thing out like, well, maybe you should try that. I'm like, oh, wait, erase. No. She doesn't want that. She doesn't want that, Christian. Just say, that sounds tough, Sid. And for whatever reason it works. It's like, okay, that's what she needs. And so
I just need to vent, okay? Just need to tell you how these folks get on my nerves.
Yeah. And maybe I don't want to hear you vent. I want to fix the venting so there is no venting.
You gonna slap them?
No, I'm just
That's fixing it though. But you can't do that.
You can't slap people. That's not what I'm saying. But yeah, so I mean that's one thing. And I think I'm sure like other husbands, other men just in general like kind of deal with that, right?
I think it's how God made y'all.
Right. We are solutioners. We want to get to a
y'all want to
result.
Bob the Builder and fix everything.
Yeah, because that's what makes us feel like we're contributing, right? Like what we're.
And us women, we just want to talk, like listen to us, whine and complain, and tell us that you're gonna get us some ice cream, and then let us have our moment. That's what we want.
Even now that he said it, I'm just like a little burning going on in my chest right now. But yes, okay.
That's what we want. Okay, and for me, ways I'm still becoming is just being more vulnerable. So by day, I'm a professional school counselor, and so I am into the feelings all day. I talk to people all day. I'm helping my babies figure out how they're feeling, working through problems, problem solving, all that. And so growing up as the oldest grandchild, the only child, just the person that's always putting things together, even in my friendship groups, I'm always the one that's making sure that everybody is good. So like offering advice, encouragement. And so because that's the role that I played, I kind of downplayed my feelings. And so I felt like I couldn't express myself because I'm always worried about other people and trying to make other people feel good. And so in my self-discovery over the past few years, I've learned that I am a people pleaser, a recovering people pleaser right now because I'm working on it. But yeah, I would say like just being okay with, it's okay for me to, like, I can still help others through their stuff and navigate their things, and I can help others feel good, but it's also like important for me to express how I feel without the fear of people not liking me or feeling like I'm hurting people's feelings. And obviously I'm supposed to be the most vulnerable with my husband, Christian, and I've been learning that, even with being vulnerable like with him. Like I have to be vulnerable with myself because low key I'm a thug. And I say I'm a thug, like thug life around here. And so like all that feeling stuff, like I do that in my job, my career, and I'm very good at what I do. But like just trying to take the mask off and do it for myself has been like a constant journey, becoming, evolving. So definitely just being more comfortable with being vulnerable, more so like with myself. And in doing that, it's helped me become vulnerable with you and being able to share things with you, even though sometimes I'm like, oh, he's going to be mad at me. He's going to hate me or whatever like that. Like I do that a lot. I'm working on that too, like the negative self-talk stuff or whatever. But I would definitely say like just being more, like over the years in our marriage, like I've definitely become a lot more vulnerable, and that's helped me express myself and like not hold back with saying things to you like how I feel, or like, babe, I don't think we should do this, or like, can we explore this, or like, let's talk about this, without the fear of like, you're gonna be mad at me.
Yeah, that's just, it bothers me too. I'm just like, girl, you ain't gotta do that with me. Like, just tell me how you feel. Like, I can take it. Like, whatever it is, like, let's figure it out. Again, I guess that's kind of solutioning still, but still, like, yeah, we've had, those conversations about like, I want you, if you don't want to do something or go somewhere or something we got planned or, whatever, it could be small things. It's like, you would just like,
I'll say yes because I
and then
feel
be
like it's
mad.
gonna be I'll say yes to doing said thing because I don't want to make him mad or like feel some type of way. But like really, I'm like, bro, I don't want to do none of that. But
And then we got an attitude.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, bro, we could have just
Bruh.
not done this.
I'm over here with a stank poop face.
Right.
Yeah, I am.
We're growing together, right? But we're not always growing at the same pace, right? You may be, moving faster in the sense about something, and I may be a little bit slower or vice versa, right? Could you describe a time or an area where we've had to grow at different paces and like how we had to navigate that together?
So, of course, I already said that I'm a recovering people pleaser. And so, in just like the past year and a half, like just doing a lot of self reflection to realize that I used to fill my time, my calendar with helping other people, doing other things, making sure that I stayed busy or whatever because I wasn't sure of what brought myself joy by myself. And so, in this season and this last year and a half, I've been like on an intentional journey of like just self-discovery, like what I like, what I don't like, what brings me joy. And I've started doing the solo dates because I found that like if my friends aren't free, if my mama ain't free, like I'm supposed to be with you, but you have things that you enjoy. Like you like video games, you like sports, and I just tag along because I just feared being by myself because like what am I supposed to do? Like twiddling my thumbs. And so I would definitely say like you have your me time figured out, like things that bring you joy that you can do without me. And I was just like, be with me. Like
But and also too, I felt like it's not so much about you being alone, but even like as you were saying it, I had it in my head, man. I'm trying to figure out what I was gonna say, but I feel like it was more. It was also had something to do with just being okay with like not doing something. So like have
I'm
your
a busybody. I was a busybody.
you have your to-do list, and you want to feel like
I'm on top of the world,
knocking things off your list, and just like it's okay to sit still and just like watch a movie or something, or go for a walk, or you don't have to always be like quote unquote productive. Sometimes doing nothing is productive. It's a good escape, or maybe not escape. It's a good way to give yourself a break from all the things that we have to do anyway.
It's been a journey. I'm thankful for Christian being supportive and just, supporting me and encouraging me too to like take time to like, well, Maisha, do you even like doing XYZ, or like, why don't you try this, or even like buying me things or suggesting things for me to try. And so in this time I have learned like, I really do like being by myself. Like I don't always like being like,
I was the problem. That's what you're saying?
no. Like, no, I do like being at home. I do like being in my space. Like I do like going out places, but like I be tired. Like I be tired. Them kids be wearing me out. And so I have been enjoying my time. And like now I'm saying this now, like I don't even know like why that was an issue because I'm an only child. Like I'm used to being by myself. Like I grew up by myself. Like I have cousins, but it was just me, myself, and my stuffed animals. So yeah. What about you? One area that we're growing at different paces. I know like you talk about how what do you call it? Like what is it? Disciplined I am.
Oh yeah, okay, for sure. So that's a trait that I'm not as strong at, right? Where I would love to have her discipline. So Maisha, she sets her mind to something and she does it. Sometimes it can be to detriment of her her own mental health sometimes, but still things get done. And so for me, wanting to be more disciplined, which is why we're even, doing what we're doing now, right? We've been hearing this calling to do this, but we just haven't stepped up to do it. And a lot of that was me as well, because I'm the one that kind of does the production of the show,
And
right?
you're a perfectionist.
I mean, sure, I am. I like things to be a certain kind of way. So yeah, for sure. And a procrastinator as well. So I'll throw that in there too.
I was going to say that.
I don't need any validation. I need you to agree with me. Okay?
I wasn't going to say that. I just said perfection.
Okay. Thank you for making it sound better than it is. But yeah, Maisha's very like, she says she's going to do something and she does it. And so, especially for like us as husbands, right? Like that's important for us. Saying we're going to do something and actually doing it, right? Like that's what a mandate that God has over our lives as husbands and our responsibility. So, and from a navigation standpoint, how we navigate together, it's really about giving each other that space. We're encouraging each other on the things that we know we lack. And that's how we navigate it together. In the same kind of vein, right, about encouraging each other, right? What about like grace in the process, right? That grace is important, right? Giving your spouse the grace to make mistakes, to not be perfect, to be a human being, which we all are. Like having that self-awareness that there are things that Maisha does that I don't like, but there are things that I do that she doesn't like either. So like it's okay because neither one of us are perfect. Let's kind of get into that. What does it mean for you to choose your spouse even when they're still becoming?
Ooh, child. So Christian talked about him being a procrastinator, which he is. I am a very let's get her done type person. And so me choosing to love Christian when he doesn't move when I think that he should move is a very telling thing that helps me to choose you every day. So it's not that he doesn't do it. It's just that because in my mind, like if this is on my to-do list and I need you to do it, or you say you're going to do it, like I'm going to need you to do it when I feel like you need to be doing it, not when you feel like the need to do it. So he tends to go a lot more with the flow. And I've been learning that to go with the flow, and it's been pretty nice. But there's still times where I'm like, bro, like you say you was gonna do this, so like do it. And if you don't do it, then I get an attitude, then that creates issues.
That's create issues.
But just differences in the sense of urgency. Because what's urgent to me may not be urgent to him. What's urgent to him may not be urgent to me. And so just
but also too, like going back to your thing about people pleasing, right? And so this is also communication as well. So like you just said, your sense of urgency may be different than mine, but there's a reason to why you may have a different sense of urgency. And so you just saying that. So instead of just being bad at me, like just like, bro, when you gonna do what you say you're gonna do? Like explain like, hey, the reason I need this done, sooner than later is because X, Y, Z. And so especially for me, like I'm very analytical, as you know. And so when you're giving me things that make sense, I can put my pride to the side, if you will, and be like, oh yeah, she's right. Let me, like, yeah, that actually, or like, maybe I just didn't even think about it. I didn't even think of the consequence of waiting this long to do a thing. And you may have already thought about that. And once you bring it to my knowledge, like, oh yeah, like I want to be the person, I am the kind of person as well. It's like, that makes sense. Let's do it that way. So if you're just holding those things in and then just being mad at me, like, maybe I don't know what you know. Like, this is, open, like, share with me.
that's where the vulnerability piece is coming, the recovering
right.
people please. It's a work, y'all, okay? Right. Because the person I am today,
it's not the person
it's not the person I was yesterday. And Lord, I thank you. Lord, I thank you. What about you? What does it mean to choose me? Even when I'm becoming?
Right. I mean, so I'll go back and kind of tell the story here. So, um, going back to this idea of like everyone has their undesirable traits, right? So Maisha's, this was like date 2, I think. And so me still getting to know her. And one thing about me, like I'm very perceptive, right? I'm the youngest of 5. And so, being in the house, 4 brothers and sisters, mom and dad, like all the different personalities I saw, I just feel like maybe, I don't know, it just positioned me to sit back and kind of analyze like how things are. Like I picked up early on like how my mom talked to my brother versus how he talked to me, or how my mom and dad interacted with my sister, my older sister versus my youngest sister, like because they're 2 different people. So they treated them differently, and not in a bad way, but just in a way that was good for them. And so I picked up on that, growing up. And I think that's kind of has shaped me to how I am right now today as well. Because I like to kind of peep game a little bit and kind of see, okay, this is how this person moves, this is how that person moves, whatever, and then kind of govern myself accordingly, if you will. And so with Maisha, on our first date, and everything was cool, whatever. It was the first day, so she was faking it. She was kind of, and then when she knew she had me, which was not too long.
I knew I had you on that first phone call. You called me.
Okay, I mean, I guess it worked because I'm here now. So baby, you're right. But Maisha's, sometimes she can be loud and maybe not in a way where she's like intentionally like trying to like batter me or whatever, or talk down to me or whatever. But sometimes her tone, her voice can be a little bit like, yo, like, who you talking to, child? I'm a grown man, right? I'm talking like, well, watch yourself, child. And so I brought that to her, like I said, like date 2, like, hey, and we were like 18 at the time, I guess, right?
We were 18.
And I think we were at your house, actually. I don't know what, but we were at your house and it was just us there. So I felt like it was a nice time to say what I had to say, like, hey, like, I like you, you cute or whatever, but like, this way you talk to me sometimes ain't gonna work. Like, I don't like that. I can't respond. I can't be present with you when you talk to me. It just doesn't make me feel good. I don't like it. And so much is crazy. Like, she took that and she's like, okay, like, thanks for sharing. And she explained to me like, well, this is how we talk in our family. Like, over time, I did learn like, okay, that's not her trying to belittle me. That's just how she talks sometimes. Like, it's just, that's how she is, right? And again, just being, loving her for who she is. But I mean, also me explaining to you, I believe, had an impact on you as well. Like it showed you like, okay, this is not, I have to be careful with how I'm speaking to Christian, which is not, a bad thing.
Mm-hmm. Just the tone.
Yeah,
it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Right. So that's how I decided to tell us, even though we weren't married then, but still.
Far from it.
Right, but still, like it was important. And we still have those things now where I can go to her and say, hey, I didn't like that. Or she can do the same thing to me. But it's really about setting the stage and the foundation for that, the space to be able to come to each other and have tough conversations, right?
And I think like the basis of that is communication, because too many times I've heard people, say stuff to me or say stuff to you. Like when you have your guy talk or I have my girl talk, like people will confide in us, like what they won't say to their significant other or whatever. And so like you just have to you have to communicate, you have to over communicate about everything, no matter how big or how small it is, because the person, like, you think like we've been together a long time or whatever. Like I know you, you know me, but there's still things that you don't know about me. I don't know about you. I don't know what's in your head. You don't know what's in my head unless I communicate. And so with us being able to communicate about any and everything, that like gives us the space, gives us the comfortability for you to be able to come to me and say like, hey, I didn't like when you did or said XYZ, and then I could do the same thing. And I don't think that you're trying to, control me or belittle or whatever like that.
It's a lot of work, huh? Every day.
Every day I choose you.
All right, so let's talk about how we've learned to support each other while we're still becoming. Like what helps us feel seen and heard and not so much pressured. So what you got? Name one. We'll both do this. Let's both name one thing or one way that we feel supported by each other in our personal growth.
I would say I feel supported when you validate my feelings because, you know, that is a new thing for me, like just personally. And so like when I am having bad days or when am having moments where I feel like sad and I may not know what is making me sad or like triggering me, or I have a thought, like you're just saying, like, Maisha, it's okay. Like, you're human. Like, you know, it's okay. Like, you
It's
could
okay
be
to
sad.
feel
Like,
sad.
it's okay to feel sad or whatever. And meanwhile, I'm like, bro, this is stupid. Like, I'm a thug. Like, I don't like all this mushy gushy stuff or whatever. But like, even you reminded me, like, even when there are times where I'm like fighting, like
Fighting the tears.
fighting the tears, because like I ain't with that stuff. Like, I'm learning, but when I do it, it's very cleansing. I will say that. But just when I'm having moments where I like just feel like life isn't fair, like why is God doing this? Like why isn't He listening to me or rada, and you're just like encouraging me to like say like it's gonna be okay. Like He hasn't forgotten about you. Like He knows all your worries and your fears and things like that. And so just having a person to lean on when I am feeling like that, when I feel like there's no words to describe what I'm feeling, but like you obviously can pick up on it, and just being there to validate me and like pick me up when, yeah.
Nice.
I love you.
I love you too.
What about you?
I think I kind of hit on it earlier, right? So just providing the space for me to make mistakes. And so for Maisha, like she can go to 0 to 100. I mean, I can too, but Maisha just gets frustrated. Like she likes what she likes. She wants things to be a certain kind of way.
Yes. When you tell me you're going to do something, you better do it. And when you don't do it, that pisses me off.
Yeah. It could be like, even like stuff around the house, right? Like I'll leave the cabinets open all the time. And Maisha just ugh. Like,
Close the cabinet. God dog it.
and so I'm just like, just close it. But she gotta make sure I know.
Yes.
Did you mean to leave this cabinet open? You know I didn't mean to leave the cabinet open. Just close the cabinet.
Are you done with this light?
Just turn the light off. So that's one way I do feel supported is when I'm able to make these mistakes and do these things, these undesirable traits that I call them. Instead of her, blowing up, her even bringing it to my attention sometimes, like I've noticed that she'll just do it. For example, I may have left my shoes somewhere. I don't know, just something.
You always leave your
Whatever.
shoes.
So like whatever, something.
Grinds my gears.
I did something that was like, oh, and I see that you did it without saying something about it. It makes my heart it makes my heart melt, as they say, right? She didn't bring it to my attention. She just did it. And then like that makes me want to be better at the thing that I'm like, you know what? Next time I'm gonna make sure I do that thing. Like it just makes me feel good. So
and I'm working on it.
Yeah, I mean, just again, we kind of
sometimes you gotta pop off and show.
Right.
I'm tired of these shoes. Put them where they go.
They go everywhere.
No, you're the one that picked the thing for the shoes.
Because you wanted some place to put the shoes.
Because
if it was up to me, we just had the shoes on the door.
That's
tacky.
That is not classy.
Okay, not classy.
Classy, bougie, and cozy is not that. Woo, Christian, this was a deep episode. Like, this episode 2, and we already getting to the...
Episode 2.
Scratching the surface. But we got a lot more in store. So last episode, we encouraged you all to ask your spouse how you can better support them. Christian and I have talked about how we feel or like how we support each other. And so because this week was so deep, what is one thing that's sitting with you in this conversation that we've had? Like you're going to be like, oh.
Are you asking me? Yeah. Oh, all right, what am I still sitting with? Man. One thing I'm sitting with right now is that it's important to give our spouses grace. For my husbands out there, for my future husbands, God tells us to love our wives the way that He loves the church, right? And God has always given the church, and just that's basically us, right? God has always given us grace. So He expects us to give our wives grace. That's what I'm sitting with right now.
All right. All right. So I would say I needed to hear you, like what's sitting with me is like appreciating you saying when you do leave cabinets open or leave your shoes out or your napkins, and I just pick
The
them
napkins.
up. I just pick them up without saying things, and like you notice it. It just makes your heart like melt, and so like that makes you want to do better. So maybe you don't leave 3 napkins out. Maybe you leave 2 napkins out. So like just making progress or whatever. So I just did.
I feel like there's some sarcasm in this, but you know what?
No,
I'm
but
accepting. I will accept.
but for you to say like when you like you do notice when I pick the stuff up, because for me like I be wanting to just
I definitely notice
I
for
be
sure.
wanting to pop off because I'm like, bruh, like I tell you this all the time, whatever. And so there are moments where I was just like, he's just being Christian. I
And look,
love him. This is my husband. I'm gonna pick this nasty napkin up and put these shoes upstairs where they go.
and this may seem like something small, right? But like that's what marriage is. It's those little things that can over time like build up, right? So wait, we supposed to be closing. I was finna it's like we closing right now, right?
I mean, go ahead.
Let's not get more.
That could be the little bantering.
The what? Banter. That's what it's called.
Banter.
Right? But yeah, like even though these things, like what you're saying right now, like shoes and that whatever cabinets open, like that can seem like small things, but we know like those small things they add up over time. We talking about a lifetime being together. Like me leaving my shoes out every day for 40 years, like that could be a problem, right? So like those small things, they do matter. So this is what you're sitting. That's what you're sitting with, and I told you all what I'm sitting with. So we would like to hear from you all. Like, what things from this episode are you all still sitting with right now?
Yeah, make sure to drop it in our comments, DM us. Yeah, just share with us, like, what are you sitting with? What did you take away from it? So, this is us in real life, y'all. This is us in real life, where love, faith, and growth get real. Follow the podcast on all streaming platforms. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you're not already, follow us on Instagram at Christian and Maisha to stay connected. And
we're still getting started, right?
we're just getting started.
Follow along with us.